Hey guys, it's Ben here at Zen Tower Fitness, and I'm just here to walk you through your Monday workout, which is legs. First up, we've got the Goblet Squat with a kettlebell. So when doing these, you can grab them one of two ways. More difficult, and the way to involve your shoulders would be by the nose of the kettlebell. But I'm going to grab it by the bulbous port. So when you do these, the first thing you're going to want to do is keep your head and chest up. And then you're going to sit back until your elbows touch your knees, and your hips go back, and then you can step back up, and that's one rep. Next up, we've got the box jumps. Now when I perform these, first thing I'm going to do is focus on standing up with my toes, but I can still be balanced on the floor. So I'm going to sit my weight back before I jump here. Doesn't need to be a deep squat, just kind of half. And then I'm going to leap off my toes onto the box, catching on my toes as well. Notice I'm using my arms back to start, driving them forward to help me gain momentum up the box. When you step down, the best way to do it is one step at a time, just to take pressure off your knees. So next thing we got here is a kettlebell swing. Today we're going to do it hard style. So the first thing you got to do is have a proper setup. Now when I grab the kettlebell, I want feet shoulder width or slightly wider. And walk your feet back until you can feel a stretch in your lat muscles. Then you're going to sit your hips down. Now as I'm grabbing the horns of the kettlebell, I'm going to peel it apart. And that's going to engage your back even more. Keeping your hips back, I'm then going to pull it forward. From here, I'm going to hike it back between my legs like a football, and then use my hips to drive it up. You'll notice I'm not going all the way up to my shoulders with my pitch, because you don't really need to do this and do that. This is a leg exercise. Legs and hips and core. So I'm going to hike it back and then drive it forward. Other important things to note is that my chest and my head are up the whole time. Next up, we've got the back squat. Now with any of these, you don't need to use the weight that I'm using. Use what's appropriate for you. The weight should be challenging, but it's always important to start lighter and work your way up. So the first thing you do when you back squat is you need to approach the bar correctly. I usually grab it at about where this little line is, but that's my preference. So then I'll grab it there. And the next thing I'm going to do is walk forward until the bar touches my chest. From there, while keeping a straight arch back, I'm going to squat underneath the bar and then back underneath it so that it's on top of my shoulders. The bar should be evenly positioned between both shoulders. There, I'll stand up. Now my feet will be slightly wider than shoulder width, with my toes supinated slightly. So what that means is instead of my knees, my toes pointing straight forward, they'll be pointing slightly out, but not by too much. Then I'm going to sit my hips back, like so, and then drive them back up and forward. Next up, we've got the landmine hops. These don't need to be very heavy. They're more about using your body and flowing through it naturally. So when I do these, it's important to keep my chest up and my spine neutral. So I'll stand above the other end of the bar, slightly wider than shoulder width apart as far as feet. Then I'll grab down and pick it up, clasping my hands together or going fingers over fingers. Then I'll hop up and move from repetition to repetition. Notice when I'm doing this, I'm bouncing off my toes and driving up through my calves. Last up, we've got the Russian lunges or jumping lunges. I'm going to start off into a slightly narrow lunge position. Doesn't need to be super deep. Something like that is good. Then I'm going to lunge down and jump, switching my feet. You don't need any added weight for this one. Again, this is about developing that body awareness and staying balanced.